Good evening, folks. It's Diamond from the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, bringing you a protest/riot update, June 2nd, around 10 p.m. Mountain Time. Now, you all are aware that thousands are marching in cities across America, calling for justice for George Floyd. Now, George was not just an innocent American. He was being picked up for a crime, which he probably committed. But he wasn't resisting arrest. And the arresting officers, all of them, should be held accountable for their actions, which were all illegal, resulting in his murder. People on the streets were pleading for them to stop kneeling on his neck, and they wouldn't. These are the types of police officers, conscienceless police officers, including the one that murdered him, with over 18 reports of police brutality. I looked at his record. Chauvin, the guy kneeling on his neck that killed George Floyd, had killed innocent civilians in high-speed chases and murdered up to 3 additional African Americans who were unarmed for no apparent reason. Yet, if you look at his record, there was no action taken whatsoever, and rightfully so. Can you imagine if all the protesters knew all this information? I'm sure they know some of it, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. And live tonight, the 9th night of protests, they continue in New York, D.C., and Minneapolis, and many other areas. This is not over, folks. The system is failing. Police brutality prompted the protests. In some cities, the police response only proved the protesters' point. People have been murdered at the hands of cops. Innocent people have been tased and apprehended, and many officers have been fired. If you're planning to take part in protests, beware. Many people have lost their eyes. Many people have lost their lives. And that's why we're here tonight. Every American has the right to demonstrate peacefully. It's right there in the First Amendment. But it's not as simple as showing up with a sign. There are some measures officials can use to limit protests, which might be unconstitutional, but that's on a state-to-state basis, which is why the video that I published last night that said 2020, the year the state destroyed America, was removed by YouTube within an hour. Now, before you go to a protest, make sure you know the local rules. And I'm going to break it down for you quite simply, but there will be links to this article for you to peruse. If there's a curfew in place, that means that after that hour where you can't be in the streets, you can't peacefully protest because of the state. This is like a Gestapo, which supersedes and goes above and beyond the Constitution. If the state sees that you are not abiding by their rules, which is a curfew, the Constitution is no longer in effect, and they can go in and shoot you with rubber bullets and accost your friends and neighbors and even innocent people or bystanders walking by. We've seen this time and time again over the past week. And then the mainstream media, controlled by the oligarchs who are controlling this narrative, the plandemic, the planned riots, the planted pallets of rocks, the umbrella man that broke the windows in AutoZone, sparking off all of these riots. The same umbrella man at the JFK assassination. It's a symbol for the alphabets, the CIA, the FBI, the deep state, which has taken control of the narrative worldwide. They've been working on this since the mid-40s, maybe even earlier. The original plan started in the 1800s, and there may be even a plan afoot beginning at the Dark Ages. This is not even multi-generational. This is like mind-blowing. Now, we need 30 different words for censorship. At least. You need to read this article. It's amazing. The best Sundays are for long reads and deep conversations. And you just have to read some of the show notes or the talking points. Who are they censoring from? And how do we unpack the manipulation? The rallying cry of the totalitarian is always, he farted first. Who gets to decide what is censored? The squeaky wheel of child pornography gets the attention. The much more insidious problem of silencing certain voices or giving preference to other voices goes unattended. Propaganda goes hand in hand with censorship. Propaganda is harder to detect. It's reverse censorship. It's brainwashing. Private platform curations have the right to moderate which can be interpreted as censorship, like YouTube. What if AT&T listened to your phone calls, sold ads against them, and disconnected you whenever you say something that would trouble sponsors? Imagine that. Hello? Common carriers versus publishers. On and on. The only way to win is not to play. If censorship, is it censorship if a private company does it? Or is it their right? Was the internet freer when nobody used it? Yeah, because we've had laws passed in recent years that give control of the internet information flow to the oligarchs. They can turn you up or dial you down. And look, I'm going to just give you the brass facts. When I began organizing the March Against Monsanto a decade ago, almost, within a year or so, the powers that be were blocking me and finding me, and I could no longer organize. I had to actually bump around from IP address to IP address. And within 30 to 40 minutes, they would find me and just shut down my bandwidth and make it impossible for me to do anything. One of the reasons I left Philly. Now I'm in a remote location, bouncing a satellite off a VPN and from Switzerland tonight. And they cannot catch up. But YouTube can shut us down. They just took down the video from last night, manipulating the wisdom of crowds as manipulating the wisdom of society. And their reasoning for the video I posted last night, taking it down, was that it was inciting violence. I never incited violence in the video. I simply pointed out that the powers that be were inciting violence. A factual op-ed piece by myself on the evidence at hand by on-the-ground reporters and other people was censored by YouTube because I was promoting violence, which I never did. What I was saying in the video was that the state is promoting the violence resulting in the riots. In fact, they started them. There was a powder keg brewing. The lockdowns from COVID-19. Everything just about to open up, and then boom! Pallets of bricks along every major marching route in every city where they wanted global unrest to begin. You're living a novel. 1984. Maybe it's Aldous Huxley, Brave New World. You take your pick. Because it's the life you're living. So pick wisely. Proper prior planning prevents piss-poor performance in a dystopian future. Now, the video that was removed, well, when I woke up and found that out early this morning, I worked my heart out to get back on DTube. And I've been posting on Steemit now continuously for 3 years, almost every day. And it is a labor of love because there is no revenue involved. Less than $100 in value for thousands of hours of work. Not even a penny an hour. It's that bad. But DTube Live now has blessed us with almost $20 by reposting this video. And the blog itself, 2020, the year the state destroyed America. As America sees another night of protests and curfews, was posted 22 hours ago, edited 7 hours ago with the new DTube Live video link, which is uncensorable, but some say is censorable. We'll see. And if you don't know what Steemit is, go to steemit.com, get a free account. If you don't know what blockchain is, it's okay. But I don't even think you need an account to actually watch the videos or read my blog. But here you can see the blog posting 22 hours ago initially, and then the fixed version, which actually has the DTube Live video. And those of you that are on DTube Live, we're over there at Solar Shutdown, one word, all lowercase. Same thing on Steemit, Solar Shutdown. You can see our attribution here at a 61 level. That means we're one of the early people on Steemit, which is good news for us because that allows more people to watch our videos. But you can see just posting a video here or a blog, I barely make 50 cents per post, usually 1 or 2 cents. That's how it is. That's how you have to go onto a platform that's not censorable. There's very little monetary benefit, which is why we love all of our Patreons. And Patreon was the first people to get access to the DTube video after it was taken down. So when you go to DTube, the videos kind of look like YouTube. They have a thumb up, so make sure you thumb it up. They show the value that the creator is getting here. We're up at $19.81, like I told you, with probably just a few hundred views. In order to generate this much revenue from YouTube, which steals all our money, a creator like myself needs 20,000 views to get $20. 20,000 views can average between 20 and 80 bucks in a video, depending on how many ads you place and how many people watch the ads. So it's very hard to determine what a YouTuber is making. But all the videos I've ever seen on YouTubers and how much they make are total lies. 10 times less than the actual number. I saw one analysis of a YouTuber that had 400,000 subs and how many views a week, and he claimed he made like $3,000 or $4,000 a month. What a fraud that is. That guy was making like $40K a month. He's just scared to tell his viewers how much he's making because they'll be appalled and they won't even watch him. Those are the facts. Just people are not honest. So if you want to see some of the better videos, more controversial content, we're going to start to put it up here on exclusively on DTube Live or DTube. So get an account at Steemit on the blockchain. Help us out with cryptocurrency. Simply by watching the video, you make a donation. That's how this works. It's pretty awesome. And if you don't know how to do it at all or begin, just watch some tutorial videos on YouTube, on Steemit. Get a Steemit account, then set up a DTube account. Either way, all you're looking for is the same account name, Solar Shutdown, one word. And if you just come over to Steemit and set up a Steemit, you can just click on our blog and watch the video. See, I just clicked on that and boom, you're at the blog. So you can watch the DTube videos from the Steemit account right here. And that way, by clicking on this video, once you have a Steemit account, you don't have to have any money. Good evening, folks. It's Diamond from the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, and you immediately donated to the channel, which is awesome. Well, it's more than that. It's a boom to knowledge. Proper prior planning prevents piss-poor performance. When the mainstream media and the mainstream social media platforms like Facebook and YouTube are censoring the out of us. Hope you got something out of the video. Share this with like-minded people. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And tomorrow, well, stay tuned for what's coming tomorrow. Forest, fens, treasure will be found. Be safe.